We were the only ones that called it, literally, and that was in 2022. Guys, I'm quite confident things are going to get crazy soon. Are you ready? Yes, the script has already been written, gentlemen, and the blueprints have already been printed out, but nobody else can see them save us. Because nothing is guaranteed. At the end of the day, we simply need to look and think correctly. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and let's discuss it. Thus, Ace, and Justin, since a gentle landing is now widely believed, recession is now the black swan risk. See, don't you? Okay, black swan stories about men are emerging, so who else is going to read this first then? Correct, the general opinion is that everything will be all right with the supposed soft landing. Many people think that everything will work out okay, but first we're going to pump. Keep in mind that the market, or the majority, is always wrong and on the wrong side of the transaction. Indeed, precisely. 3 routes exist. Guys, we've seen it since the dawn of time, don't we? They would have to select between number 3 and pump until the collapse, which would happen right now. I think the most obvious course of action is to pump it during the black swan recession and continue rising till the crash. That's my opinion, guys. They decide which option depending on whether you're part of the elite, a market maker, or an insider group. Because nobody was up here, people would sell it down here and no one would leave. This is where assets are literally located, and it would hurt the most market participants. But for the time being, I'm not sure if I should go crazy. I continue to think that we guys can achieve more in the near future, perhaps in the next months. Correct? We keep going higher and higher and higher, and then all of a sudden something appears. Why? Because the stock market meltdown that followed the Hindenburg omen was triggered, surely? So this indicator, guys, that accurately anticipated the stock market crashes in 1987 and 2008 has apparently been set off, right? They don't display the indication perhaps in this particular article, though I'm not sure why. However, it said that this sign foresaw the previous 2 black swan males, or not the earlier ones, but the ones from 1987 and 2008 that were only activated at this moment. Okay, so why is everything strange now that BlackRock has confirmed us once more? Insider trading notice from BlackRock, guess what they're all selling? Why, you ask? Larry Fink, the CEO and chair, sold 30,000 BlackRock shares for a total of $25 million, am I correct? I'm not sure how many shares he holds overall, but it's most likely 25 million. He sold immediately away, so there's clearly a reason why. I don't know why they're not selling, though it may be for a variety of reasons, folks, but it seems like a red flag to me. NVIDIA's board of directors insider trading alert, having just dumped 20,000 NVIDIA shares for a grand total of 21 million. Correct? Look at it, though. Why did he sell, guys? He most likely has a lot more males, isn't that right? Even though they're merely attempting to manage risk, the fact that the second largest shareholder and board member of NVIDIA since 2008 recently sold 26,000 shares of the company for a total estimated worth of $30 million worries me. They most likely own a lot more shares than he does, but sales are still sluggish, people. Correct? Warning on insider trading at Apple, this chairman recently sold 75,000 Apple shares for about $14 million. Why is that insider trading if they all sold before a black swan or crash? As an alternative, they merely sell slowly in the moments leading up to that, you guys. They sell here and then they're gone. However, I still think you guys go higher in the short term. I'm still waiting for that next leg up, which should really send you into insanity mode. Hell is about to happen. This is ridiculous. The bank's CEO, Jamie Dimonic, has declared that hell is coming. Correct, if personal credit declines and alerts Morgan JP, guys, you think that the expression hell is coming is ridiculous. That implies that there will be so much blood that people will be screaming and you will be afraid. According to Goldman Sachs, hedge funds are selling unique stocks at the quickest rate since January gas permits. Why do right-wing hedge funds sell stocks to investors at the highest rate since January? They are selling high after purchasing low. Indeed, which is the reason it's best to exclude, guys, this is also occurring. it just in. An AC's banking system is battered by unrealized losses of $517 billion, and the FDIC has warned 63 lenders that they may go insolvent. Guys, don't worry if you go back to 2000, everything is under control now. 2020, well, that was a black swan year for elections. Come into play, gentlemen. 2008 was also a year of elections, and black swan debuted in 2000. Thus, it's intriguing, and this year is comparable as well. The interesting thing about this news, folks, is that banks are not safe at all, according to Mr. Poole, who said as much as 2 hours ago. Guys, he just tweeted about Deutsche Bank. Normally, I wouldn't discuss anything like this on the second channel, the second video, but it just so happened. Poole cautions about banks failing, and this is another, the banking system appears to be set to collapse. And we see these individuals who appear out of nowhere after all these different banks. It doesn't seem like 63 guys. However, it appears to me that the banking system as a whole is about to implode. So what will happen? I have no idea what the black one would be like, but this could be related to it. In the first quarter, unrealized losses that were held to maturity and could not be sold increased by $39 billion to $517 billion. From 39 to 500 to $500 billion. That's absurd, folks. Is it really feasible? Correct? I don't think the economy is doing too well, folks. Perhaps it wouldn't be a smart idea to deposit all of your money in one bank. That is my top pick, but I do think that all these smaller banks will eventually be eaten by the larger ones, so banking crisis is necessary for that to happen. However, I also think that the biggest banks will survive because, billionaires are extremely wealthy. Where do they keep their assets, fiat money that they deposit in banks and stocks? Guys, this is fascinating. Higher unrealized losses on residential mortgage-backed securities as a result of rising mortgage rates in the first quarter were the primary cause of the spike. Since the Federal Reserve began raising interest rates in the first quarter of 2022, this is the 9th consecutive quarterly quarter with unusually large realized losses. This is the reason these individuals need to cut these rates, but they can't since they're holding rates in. Since inflation isn't decreasing as quickly as they would want, I believe they will likely cut it in the summer. At that point, it will enter and they will plan an issue of some kind. These banks are on the verge of failing because of a number of flaws. Perfectly accurate, it doesn't sound good at all, so guys should absolutely be ready in case. It also appears like China's getting ready. Look at this. Folks, China is likely buying gold and selling us treasury bonds at a rate never seen before. Why are they selling their holdings of us treasury bonds and purchasing so much gold? Correct, this is strange since should China take action against Taiwan, this could serve as a buffer against US penalties. There seems to be a developing situation such as the impending failure of banks or the targeting of Taiwanese individuals this summer. And it goes without saying that we were going to connect in with some kind of now allow me to present the measures and indications that demonstrate that the economy is not doing so well. Due to the fact that the Chicago manufacturing PMI fell to 35.4 in May, the lowest reading since May 2020. Guys, that is absurd a reading for the last 45 years. This low has only ever happened during a recession, which is strange because if you ask me, you say exactly look at that, guys, right during a recession. These are the ones that will most likely cause market collapses or black swans right now. Not to mention the DXY does an AC Stoller index every month. The tightest Bollinger Band since the 2020 tournament, correct? So this is 2020 right now. Guys, notice how tight it was? It's almost there, guys, and it's almost there too, right? Guys, have a look at the last time it happened, which was exactly here in 2020. After that, it fell since everything was rallying, so I'm guessing the same thing happens here. Assuming that there is a breakout or a dump before the two astronomical heights fall, they will pump everything before that happens. I really am prepared, people, but that's not how ICE works. Though things seem to be going very well, let's simply stay conscious of everything that is going on. hopefully they will give us one last push. Crazy pump, I'm talking about all of our